which is an event that happened in
Blah
30k
blah blah
instead of
blah
40,
blah. Shut the fuck.
you know, we're gonna be hyper technical.
Yeah, we should be good.
Yeah, well, live.
We are as good as live as we can get.
Okay, we'll do your intro.
Let me close this shit. We'll do my intro. Well, I thought you know people could get what I'm doing. Well, anyways, hello everyone. Today we're gonna learn. Oh my god. There will be a test afterwards, so pay attention.
There ain't no test, son.
Okay, I already have a question now.
Yeah, what is it?
Why the fuck are we beginning with trailer 2? Because I see Death of Hope trailer 2.
Yes, well, the title of the trailer 2 is the pre-war on yeah, I can't pronounce it, sorry. And guess what happens to be the title of the first trailer?
The war.
Right. So to basically put it in chronological order as far as the trailers is concerned, we're first going to watch the pre-war and then the war. So you have you might not necessarily have an understanding of what the fuck is going on, but at least timeline wise, it ain't fucked up.
I'm going to 1 second, going to change the title. I'm going to add some shit to it. That won't be on the YouTube page, but I'll add bracket. Ask your questions in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna put one hell of a disclaimer. While I am reasonably knowledgeable about Warhammer 40k lore, I don't know everything.
You're saying this to the. Are you also watching the stream yourself?
Yeah, of course.
Ah, excellent.
So,
As I was about to say, you're just saying this to you and me now.
So let's be entirely honest. If somebody knows a specific event a little bit better than I know it, correct me. And
Yeah, but
I will be watching the YouTube comment section.
YouTube, you mean Twitch?
I'm bound to get something wrong.
Well, the main reason why I changed it, I will only change the title. I'll only add for the YouTube video we're gonna learn today Warhammer 40k episode 1.
Yeah, but the comment section these are 40k fans, mate. If I get even the most tiniest detail wrong, there are gonna be comments on them. Is like,
oh, you're talking for in the future when this will be posted.
Yeah.
No, the reason I changed the title is ask questions in chat is because if people wander in, then they can be like, I don't know something about 40k or something like that.
Yeah, well, we're kind of sticking to the events of the video.
Excellent.
To try and keep it complex today. And not be a rant of 10 hours because somebody decided to ask about, I don't know, a subject related to the Legion of the Damned, for example, which you shouldn't be asking about, right? They're not in these videos.
Okay. So let's begin.
Yes, well, again, this is going to be the Death of Hope. These are events depicting the Horse Heresy. So we're talking, how the fuck did 40k happen to begin with? Pretty much. And I'll just start the video right now.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of opening credits.
Yeah, I should have put this already on.
Wait, 2160p?
Yeah, apparently.
I don't have any audio. Is this normal?
I don't know. You should have audio.
I'm not hearing not a damn thing.
True. Okay, we're gonna try and fix that.
Maybe you have your computer. No, you can't, else you won't be able to hear me.
Right. might have to cancel the screen share. Maybe if I do this, then you hear it?
Nope, nothing. Is your fucking is your YouTube icon seriously a troll face?
Yeah, pretty much.
Why?
Because I haven't
You're not even
bothered changing.
subscribed to the Bruff Houses on YouTube. What the fuck?
Let's see here. Why don't you stream audio?
I mean, as long as it's subtitled, it isn't that bad.
Yeah, I know you kind of need the audio. Could also just send you the video. I mean,
Yeah.
then I'll watch you.
Well,
You have a bit.
I didn't set it up for that, so I'll have to.
Right. Then would you mind telling me what the fuck I did wrong?
Alright. Maybe the other video works? Or just search YouTube for a random music video? That isn't copyrighted, preferably.
Yeah, that's a good question.
We're gonna learn today, episode 1, setting up.
Yeah, pretty much. Are you actually seeing something?
No, I'm seeing a moment of gray square. I mean, you can see what I can see if you. Oh crap! There we go, black screen.
Yeah, I killed the stream for a second.
No, I
This
didn't.
might not necessarily work. How hard is it to goddamn...
Well, I was about to explain what I'm seeing, but you can technically see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I know.
If that makes sense.
It's being difficult.
Maybe it's because you muted Chrome in your tab. Right?
No,
Because you have the stream running, and I assume you've muted that tab.
no. Come on, man.
It's in loading hell right now.
Pretty much.
You want to try this maybe in the server, in like Joey's server? Maybe it'll work there.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. This is ridiculous.
And let's quickly go jump there then. Sorry guys, not showing us. What's up?
D.
Oh wait, I just saw that my Discord thing is actually showing me streaming.
Can you see it now?
Hang on, let me join your stream. Or let me show the stream on the stream. More. Stream pause. Grimaldus has minimized their screen.
Bollocks.
Sit tight. Hey, I see.
Oh, okay. I get it. Now we're gonna go back to the beginning. Do you hear it now?
At the
Well,
moment,
now there ain't no audio,
I
but
was about to say, at the moment I'm hearing nothing. Nope. Hey, yeah, now I'm hearing. When you turn that up. It's very faint though.
it's very faint.
Yeah. Yeah, I do hear sound now though. It got better as you turn up your volume.
Yeah, but I'm.
But you're fucking yourself.
Yeah. Can I boost the audio of this stream somehow?
Yeah, well, I had that problem in one stream as well, where I like lowered my broadcasting software's volume. However, that also lowered like the intake of the volume, if that makes sense. So, say I'd be speaking, and the people will hear that as like volume 10, but you'll be like volume 6.
That's annoying.
So someone with like
All right.
with a bad microphone, like Didi, is like unaudible.
How was that as far as sound is concerned? I need to turn you up. Because
Hold on.
otherwise I can't damn well hear you.
You gonna turn me up?
Yeah, not in that way. Right. Now I should also hear you.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, this is perfect. Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay, then we'll do it this way. By the way, for anybody interested, this is made by one guy. So
Yeah. That's what's shown in like the beginning scene.
yep.
They look like from Fallout.
Well, these are Space Marines in power armor, and this is technically Crusade level power armor. So the I think Mark II. That's the old power armor.
Damn.
Amidst the system-wide war of souls, you've managed to reach us. The status of your flotilla will be sent to our tech priests.
Tech priest, what the fuck?
If I may ask, the damages to your flotilla, what was it you fought? They razed monarchy to the ground.
Oof. That's not fun.
Humbled our legion. We are here to return the favor.
So he wants revenge then.
Mhm.
I love how he just has a gun. Kinsman, is that how they say my brother?
Pretty much.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
cousins, really, but.
Oh shit. Headshot.
Yeah, that's half his head gone.
God damn.
God's light flickers in the darkness. The realm of the 500 shall burn.
What the fuck?
Horus is rising.
talking about the ancient Egyptian god Horus?
No. So where should we start with the questions?
Like, everyone that we saw were just regular humans with like a big ass suit, right?
But these guys.
Yeah,
These guys.
and those other guys.
These aren't regular humans.
No?
No, the guys in there are nowhere near regular human.
Okay, so it's...
These are, well, technically they're based on humans, but a human doesn't have two hearts.
Well, we're learning Warhammer 40k lore today.
Yeah. So these guys.
Questions is asked. Right? These guys have 2 hearts. Okay. What?
3 lungs.
Okay.
All kinds of other organs like a pre-stomach, the ability to spit acid.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
okay, how the fuck were they made? What the fuck? Did a human fucking xenomorph or something?
No, they get stuff with something called a gene seed.
Okay. I really don't like where this is going.
The joke can be made that yes, these old men, the older generation of the Legion, would stuff their seed into young men. So yeah, this is a thing. Deal with it.
Okay.
A gene seed is made out of 19 different augmented organs. 3 of them go into the brain.
Okay.
Yes, that's brain surgery. Deal with it.
Brain power, literally.
Yeah, without any anesthesia, mind you.
Oof, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're quite aware that they're drilling in your skull.
Okay.
The one of the organs is a secondary heart, which does exactly what you think it does. It is a secondary heart. It's there to pump the additional blood.
Oh, but it's not... So it is needed.
Yeah, well, if your primary heart gets punctured by the introduction of some high explosive, for example, then your backup heart can sustain you, but
not for long.
It's not ideal. You wouldn't be fighting at 100% capacity at that point.
I see.
You also have 3 lungs because you need more oxygen because you have blood capable of carrying more oxygen and you have 2 hearts pumping it through your body. So you kind of need the extra oxygen intake. Your rib cage is fused together in one massive plate of bone.
Okay.
So yeah, you have quite literally.
In order to contain all that shit?
Well, no, it's a necessary upgrade to your internal organ protection.
I see.
Because, well, you might see on this particular dude in front of us, he has what we refer to as a power mole. And power moles can be used to basically use as anti-tank melee weapons. Yes, Warhammer 40k tends to punch tanks. Deal with it. Consider that blunt object going to your ribcage. There's not going to be much left if you're a regular human. And, well, if you're a space marine, it's going to hurt, but you're not knocked out.
Okay, then.
You need considerable amount of high explosive to introduce to your ribcage to actually make a dent.
Damn. So you could like tank a tank bullet.
Well, their primary weapon, which is currently not on screen, but is called the bolt gun. And it is basically what happens when you mix when you have an RPG You get an assault rifle, you let those two bang, and the children are going to be the bolt gun. They are firing
Okay.
rocket-propelled 40mm grenades in
Damn.
rapid fire.
That sounds scary as shit.
Yeah, these are horrible weapons to be facing if you're basically soft target, which is anything that isn't power armored. Also, one particular organ, which is kind of important, but we're going to see later, is the black carapace. To implement that particular organ, they're going to have to skin you alive.
Wait, what? What the fuck?
Yeah, they're going to have to skin you alive because the organ has to be put under the skin.
Under your entire skin.
Under your entire skin. That directly interfaces with set power armor, which is also why set power armor is kind of unique to the Adeptus Astartes, or Space Marines as they are called.
Wait, did you end the stream?
No.
I get the thing the stream has ended. Because it was on pause the entire time.
Oh yeah, then I'll have to refresh it. Then I know that I'm gonna have to keep it going once in a while.
No, I think you
Which
just
is a
have to
good
go.
thing to-
I think you just have to do the video and just pause it. You don't pause it now?
You see it again?
Yeah, and see it now. But now it's paused. Now it says the stream is paused.
Ah, okay, right. Then
Wait,
I know what's going on.
what if you pause the video now? Yeah, it works. Now it keeps there.
Yeah, that thing, you can't quite see it, but that's a bolt gun.
I see that's a big ass gun.
Yeah,
That
and
thing's
that is
bigger than
a
the BFG.
chainsword.
The thing's bigger than the BFG 9000.
Yeah, well, regular humans can't fire that thing. The recoil is too much
So
to
are
handle.
there regular humans then?
Huh?
Are there regular humans?
Yeah?
Or is everyone a fucking too hard having free lung motherfucker?
No. No, no, you have to be a tough son of a bitch to survive that process. The Imperial Army, well, as far as 40k is concerned, the Imperial Guard, or if you want to use the fancy term, the Astra Militarum, or if you're just going to be disrespectful, the Wall of Guns.
Okay.
Which is a nickname for them. Those are an army entirely made up of regular ass humans.
Okay.
And they are pretty much considered cannon fodder.
The fuck?
Because if we're gonna look, I think we can, yeah. That's a space marine. That's a regular human.
The guy walking next to him is a human.
Yeah, that's a human. That's a space marine.
Yeah, but the human's still in the suit. Right?
But that one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's not much of a suit. I mean, that's pretty much their work clothing compared to the Space Marine in full-blown armor.
Man, you would fucking know if this was like 2020 and they have that shit to make like some kind of, Space Marine ass boy, that people would be racist against them for no reason.
Well,
You'd be like, Jim, get your free, two hearts having, free lungs fucking having ass out of the room.
Yeah, these guys are also weighing about 400 to 500 kilos without armor. Just muscle mass and bones.
That's about as fat as me.
Yeah, pretty much. Although, you have that weight because you're fat. They have that weight because they have a fuck ton of muscles and a fuck ton of bone.
Yeah, so have I. I have big bones and big muscles.
Mm-hmm. You have heavy bones. And these guys without armor clock around 2.5 meters, 2.5 meters, just
Nice.
without armor. Those are big boys.
So girls that like big boys will be happy.
Yeah, well, the one thing they have something of a problem, particular when it comes to girls, is they're all sterile.
Because of the seed.
Yeah, because of the chemical process within the transformation
So you get
of
all
a.
that shit, but not a bigger dick. What the fuck?
No, you don't get a big. Well, technically, it will still grow to proportions, but it will lose functionality. Although, I'm not necessarily sure if it will lose functionality. You just can't reproduce. So you probably would still be able to pee. And your armor can actually repurpose that pee for more liquid when necessary.
What the fuck?
Well, you just clean out the bad particles and your pre-stomach does the rest. So,
Adds flavor.
And if you're in a combat deployment for 3 weeks straight without any sleep, well,
Yeah, but what about shit?
well, they can do that.
Well,
And how the armor can actually, the armor is built in to take that also away from you, no problem.
Oh, they don't have a poop chute.
Well, there is a particular organ that if the Space Marine gets into contact with a very toxic material, really nasty stuff, bioweapons, that sort of shit, where the body really just doesn't like it,
Like
the particular organ activates, it collects all of the offal right around where your ass is, and when it has collected all of the offal, the Marine falls unconscious, and then the offal goes out of your ass.
Okay.
So unless the armor has an oh shit hatch for that particular oh shit organ that can be activated, you're gonna have your lower end of your armor full of awful shit, which is one of the less, shall we say, glorious parts of being a Space Marine. You are immune to most toxins, but sometimes you're gonna have pants full of shit.
Jeez.
And you might have to do the entire campaign, which might take a couple of months, with that shit in your pants. Yeah, it's less glorious. It's less glorious.
That doesn't sound very cash money.
No. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, right. These fuckers. These are part of a particular Space Marine Legion, because of course,
Of course,
the Space Marines are split into legions.
Naturally.
These guys are part of the 17th Legion, or the Word Bearers.
Oh, look.
Under their...
Red bot just came in.
Ah, brilliant.
Become famous by followers, primes, and viewers on @viewers.com.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Nah, I don't want that. I wonder.
And the Word Bearers were... well, I'm gonna go into a little bit more, but the Word Bearers are led by what is called a Primarch. Well, actually, every Space Marine Legion is led by a Primarch.
You mean
which, by the way, the gene seed is also based on.
So one of those big ass stores that sells a lot of clothes.
No. The Primarch is bigger than a regular Space Marine.
Okay.
So he's even bigger. And he's genetically crafted by the Emperor of Mankind. Now,
wait, so now there's an Emperor of Mankind instead of like a king?
No, he's an Emperor. And he likes the color gold. Okay, fair enough.
Okay.
This particular emperor in question has decreed that all religions should be banned and started a great crusade. Yeah, ironically name calling. I know, for a guy that doesn't want any religion to exist.
I was about
I
to
know.
say.
Yeah, kind of ironic that he called a great crusade, wink wink, to basically unite all of humanity back under one flag and disband all religions and all superstitions.
This just
But the
sounds like
word bearers
communism to me.
consider.
Sounds like advanced communism to me.
Well, you would almost be more correct to say fascist, although it's not entirely correct as well.
I see.
But by the way, if you're an atheist, you should really just enjoy the Emperor because he really is the there
Okay.
is no god type character. Although, because of the Legion we're currently watching, currently in 40k, he's worshipped as a god.
Yeah, but doesn't like is he like an arrogant fuckwad? They'd be like, oh yes, haha. Or is he like fucking no, don't call me a god?
He has set up the Imperial Truth, which is basically the atheist religion that says there are no gods and everything can be explained away by reasoning
And science.
and science. Yes, and the only purpose for humanity is to conquer the galaxy. You know, a bit of manifest destiny because you've got to have a common goal.
So he basically played Stellarist a bit too much.
Yeah, pretty much. And he is a kind of xenophobe, let's be real. Because it's humanity first and everybody else can go F themselves.
What about dogs and cats?
He is not particularly against animals. Just any sentient living that is on par with humanity is just no. Just no.
Okay.
The Eldar have had their chance and the Eldar fucked up. Literally. I might add.
Now it's time for the younger generation to step in.
Yeah, now it's the younger race to step in and conquer this shit and then try and unite humanity, and that happened to be not going well. Primarily because of the Legion we're currently watching. Because you can probably see it, and they were referring to here as the god, and he hated us. They are referring to the Emperor as he. Because the 17th Legion considered the Emperor a god. And let's be real, considering the sheer amount of shit he eventually pulls off. Yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't care how many times you say you're not a god. If it smells like a god, if it looks like a god, if it tastes like a god, it's probably a god.
So wait, what kind of godly shit does he do then?
Well, he fights off 4 literal gods on their home turf.
Fuck?
Yeah. But that's further in the story. Let's stick to this particular video. Shall we?
Uh-huh.
So they are willing to return the favor. And there was one particular guy. This guy. Because that's a word bearer. So that's the 17th Legion.
So
this guy...
This is the guy that gets his brains blown out, right?
No, that's the other guy. But he has the same colors.
This is the one shooting him.
No, that's part of... I think you can see... Yeah. You can easily see which Legion he belongs to.
Uh-huh. So
The 17.
They have the number and their own a sign.
Yeah, every legion has that, and every legion has their own color.
Humbled our legion.
What if they run out of
The-
colors?
Like you get, well, some legions have similar colors,
Ah,
but the number is unique always. These are the 13. These are the Ultramarines. And the word bearers aren't particularly fond of the Ultramarines because the burning
there are
you see in the
internal
background
struggles.
here.
Of course, there are internal struggles.
Of course. You see the ashes?
Yes.
Yeah, the 13 burned Monarchia to the ground. And
But-
Monarchia was the pet project of the 17th Legion.
Ooh.
So
really
there
is
is rivalry.
conflict. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But yet
the
they all
world,
listen to one guy.
well, at this point, when they're
Oh, crap,
using
what the
these
hell?
cards, these guys aren't listening to the Emperor anymore. These guys are following a different guy.
Monarchia to the ground.
Well, currently, these guys are technically following Chaos.
Yeah, I know a bit about that. Well, not a bit, but
This is, by the way, Chainsaw.
Humbled our legion.
thanks Didi for banning that guy or girl, whatever.
We are here.
Didi, you're a mean person. This is the second person you've banned. I'm supposed to be a welcoming community.
That's, by the way, the bolt gun.
Yeah, he's gonna use that to blow the brains out of that other guy.
No. He gets the brains blown out of. This is also blue, and you can't quite see it yet. But that is the insignia of the 13th. So these are. This is also an Ultramarine. That's a word bearer.
You mean that was an Ultramarine?
Yeah, that was indeed an Ultramarine. Regardless of how many augments you have, that's most of your brain gone. So he dead.
So wait, they don't have a second brain up their ass then?
No, that was a little too complicated.
I mean, Godzilla has two brains, one in his ass.
Also, that's the mark of the, and I'm gonna check this 1 second,
Oh.
just so I
Is
know
the teacher cheating?
pretty much. That
Also,
ain't
thank
the
you.
17th nor the 13th.
It's a 12.
That's the 12th Legion. They are on the side of the 17th Legion.
Oh god.
And these guys are called the World Eaters.
So what? They're gonna have to make a flow chart with like this legion belongs to this one, this legion belongs to that one.
For
They
now,
work together. They hate each other. They go and have tea every Friday. Those have coffee every Friday.
no, you don't have to worry about that. I will point out when a new legion shows up and which side they belong to. They say here the realm of the 500 world shall burn. That's a dominion of the Ultramarines. So basically,
What is this skull thing right here? What I'm seeing?
that
Yeah.
is probably an altar dedicated to Khorne, the Chaos God of Bloodshed.
I also heard something of Slanesh. Is that also a god?
Yes, that's also a Chaos God. That's technically speaking the Chaos God of Access, although many would consider sex to be also an appropriate terminology, but technically speaking, she is the kill, or well, it depends on the interpretation you're following. Technically speaking, you could be corrupted by Slanesh if you just want a better meal, for example. If you constantly want a better meal, that could already be a corrupting factor. Which, technically speaking, I mean, that would be access. Because that would be constantly,
you constantly want
a bit
bigger,
more extreme.
You always want the bigger, better. You're never satisfied.
Yeah.
So who
That's,
the fuck
again,
is this guy?
12. Right?
Who the fuck is the dead guy? Just a random person?
That's probably an ultramarine. Because of that. They are known for that.
Oh, they have like the golden thing like Caesar has.
Yep. Yeah. And
So
this guy is a 12. This guy is World Eater.
So why, like, they're like ultramarines? I mean, does that mean like they're super duper cool or super special, or like it's just a general name?
They are, well, their Primarch called the Legion the Ultramarines. That's the reason why they call.
So there are no super ultra mega marines.
No. They are Borg standard Marines.
Oh, okay.
They're nothing. They don't have any genetic mutation whatsoever.
I thought they were like the elite group.
They are the most numerous. So they have the most men, but that's it.
Yeah, but it's always quality over quantity.
Yeah, well, these guys have quality and quantity. That's kind of the problem. This guy, by the way, the World Eater. Just so you're aware, both the Word Bearers and the World Eaters are traitor legions. The Ultramarines are technically speaking loyalists, although at this point...
So these are the bad guys, Ultramarines good guys.
Well, considering the good guys in this universe blow planets on a regular basis just because one guy got a little bit crazy, I mean,
hey, they gotta do a job. They got a family to feed, you know. They got families to feed, probably.
Relatively speaking, these are the good guys, yes. But I wouldn't necessarily call any particular faction in 40k the good guys. They're all genocidal maniacs, let's be real. I mean, either you're a genocidal maniac or you're very much into sterilization and, really into communism.
I mean, there are people always out there.
It's various levels of bad, but technically speaking, the Imperium, where the Ultramarines and the Loyalists belong to, they are, well, if you're a human and your primary concern is survival of the species, they're pretty much your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Although you might not necessarily survive yourself, considering various circumstances. This is also Horus is Rising. The event this war belongs to is the Horus Heresy. Guess who's leading the traders?
Horus.
Pretty much. And now for a fun thing, this guy. Early in the video, they refer to a tech priest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's this guy.
Is it a tech priest or is it like a race?
This is a tech priest. Tech
race,
priests
I mean
like
I don't mean race.
Tech priests are technically still human.
Yeah.
They just have the belief that the flesh is weak and that the human body is an imperfect machine and they worship machines. So they replace their lungs with mechanical components, for example.
Oh, it's one of those types. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, his brain, by the way, is most likely not in this particular part of the body, but it's probably somewhere there. Somewhere between the shoulders. Because this is just mechanical components bolted on. Still looking like human. Very important. By the way, this guy would also be part of the traitors, which means he's technically not Adeptus Mechanicus, which is where the tech priests belong to, but he would be Dark Mechanicum, which is the traitor side of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Adeptus Mechanicus sounds like some fucking Harry Potter spell.
Yeah, well, these are religious nut jobs that worship machines.
So wait, they worship enemy machines, so when they see a toaster, they just go on the ground and be like, oh my god, it's a toaster. Lord and Savior.
Yeah, well, they like to bang toasters. This is a
fuck?
particular meme. Yeah, these guys are crazy. But I think we have everything, unless you find a particular event still. No.
No, the analysis is what we're doing.
Unless you wanted a particular event. Oh yeah, that's probably a mechanical of a medical procedure. It doesn't look particularly pretty, but you know, that is a medical procedure, most likely.
So they're making another one.
Yeah, probably. Or he has, for example, one of his lungs punctured because of enemy fire, for example. And they would need a fuck-off drill to get through your rib cage, your bone plate.
Fuck.
Because otherwise they can't quite mangle everything and put everything together and heal everything properly. And the bone tends to regrow quite rapid. So they kind of need heavy duty gear in order to basically well, get you back up to speed. Also, they're talking about warp storms.
I assume with system here they mean like, you know, the solar system and shit like that.
Yeah, something similar. Yeah.
Computer system.
In system, the Imperium travels supply speed. So basically, they use regular propulsion to go from planet to planet. Inter-system travel is done via the warp. And the warp is... How to explain it quite quickly? It's basically a sea. Each individual point of the warp has a reference to the real space, so regular space. So for example, the seat I'm currently sitting on would have a reference point in the warp. But that point in the warp can be everywhere. It's constantly like a CO2 like a water like a water I can't get through my name. Like a water particle in the sea. Right? It goes everywhere. That's pretty much a similar relationship. That's also why warp travel through systems might take a week, might take a day, because the distances aren't set. A warp storm makes travel very difficult.
So it can take from 1 second to 1,000,000 years.
Yeah, and sometimes your ship is in the warp for 5 minutes, but 10 years have passed in real space. And those are the small examples of time discrepancies in the warp. It could be quite literally you're stuck in there for 80 years, while on your ship time has progressed for 10 minutes. It could be very inconvenient.
Oh wait, you are not physically going through those years.
No.
Oh, I thought it was like you were like in that particular warp for like that amount of time.
But your ship could very well also be stuck in the warp for 100 years, and time in real space has progressed only 10 minutes. That's also possible.
Ah, so that can happen.
Entire generations could be born and die on the starship just because it's stuck in the warp.
Jeez.
But whenever a ship gets stuck in the warp, it tends to not end well. And that has its reasons. You actually will see in the videos. So, do we need anything else mentioned? No, I think we've done everything this video has. So I think we're gonna switch to the other one. Because I've prepared a couple. And now I'm gonna have to switch my screen sharing, I think.
I don't think so. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I've set it up stupidly. Oh well. So, this is the first one. So this is the actual war on the planet. So here we go.
Trailer number 1.
And then you get the full video of Anarchy Reigns. But in the first place, this one. And I think I'm gonna stop and go every time you have a question, because that's easier.
Excellent.
I'm going to stop here first, because I'm already going to explain one thing. That guy?
The blue boy? Oh no, wait, white boy.
No, that's yellow.
Yeah, whatever.
That is another loyalist legionnaire, but it ain't an ultramarine. You can't quite see it here, but his insignia is that of an Imperial fist. And his collar is also that of an Imperial fist.
Well, like when you become one of these space cowboys, right? Do you like choose a legion that you want to join, or like...
No, your gene seed determines the legion you join.
What the fuck?
The gene seed is made from the genetics of the Primarch that your legion belongs to.
Also, you choose in the beginning, I want to join this legion, and then you get that seed.
Well, probably the legion recruiters point you out as you're going to be part of my legion, and then they're going to stop if you're going to like it or not. And in 40k, if you're born on Ultramar, which is the Ultramarine home planet, if you join a Space Marine Legion, or well, chapter, in 40k it's chapters, they are smaller formations. But if you're gonna join one, you're gonna join your home planet chapter.
I see.
When
so
if these guys,
everyone from Earth is like one chapter, everyone from Mars is one chapter.
If you're from Earth, you're most likely to be an Imperial Fist, because they have an active garrison on Earth, or well, Holy Terra, as it's called in 40k.
Well, I'm just using our solar system as an example. Like if you're on Earth, you're like Legion 1. If you're like on the Moon, Legion 2, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
now I get it.
although in the very early stages of the Great Crusade, every legionnaire was from Terra. Because the Great Crusade started on Terra. So,
Terra.
you know, you kind of have to have a springboard here. Also, that's a visor.
Yeah, everyone's eyes glow.
Yeah. Space Marines can see in the night without their helmet pretty well, but
Like
their helmet makes it easier.
Uh-huh. Since it's
So
probably has like infrared vision shit like that.
infrared, night vision, ultraviolet vision, whatever you need.
Fuck, run.
Yeah. Yeah, when these guys show up, I would run too. That's, again, the word bearers.
But the people they're killing here are not humans, right?
Well, these guys.
No, they're murdering right now.
Oh, those are humans.
I thought they were killing everything except humans.
This is a civil war
Oh,
currently going on.
okay, that explains it. Wait, right? The God Emperor that wants everything that isn't human to die, right? The God Emperor, whatever
Yes.
the fuck.
Yeah,
There's like
pretty
a fucking race that's basically human. Like they found another Earth, like the distant corner of the universe.
Well, step one, we're going to try the diplomatic route.
Oh,
If you're any legion other than the World Eaters, you're going to try the diplomatic route first.
Ah, okay, good.
You're trying to convince them to join peacefully. And depending on the world in question, you might very well be successful.
Join me,
I
or
mean,
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Hey, what is a world where the technology level is basically our dark ages,
Uh-huh.
a feudal era technology where they basically just have a blunt sword as their and the bow and arrow as their primary method of killing each other.
And even
What
one
are you gonna do against power armor?
Yeah, and
Nothing.
even one of these guys could then fucking wipe the entire planet.
Yeah, so most likely you're gonna see these almost godlike creatures landing on your world from the skies, these angels, almost. You see them landing from the skies and you're like, well, fuck this shit, I'm joining. That's most likely how it went. Now, sometimes they come across a population, or again, you're the world leaders, and this particular population is less cooperative. Well, the Great Crusade had the goal of reuniting mankind. And that was the only acceptable solution. You were either going to join willingly, or you were going to join unwillingly. You were going to join.
Like it or not.
If you're gonna like it or not, if we're gonna have to bury your entire civilization under high explosive fire, so be it. But you're gonna fucking join us, regardless of how many of you are left.
I see.
This guy said something interesting. And you see him, well, because that's the same guy. This guy. By the way, that's a power axe. That's a melee weapon. Deal with it.
Yeah, I like the skull design in that nick.
Yeah, this guy is a traitor legionnaire.
So hence he's getting
And
murdered.
he just said, they were my brothers, but no longer.
Oof.
Which is basically saying he was part of one of the two traitor legions, and he stayed loyal to the Emperor. So he didn't want to join Horus. Which is also why this shoulder pad, well, usually that shoulder pad also, this shoulder pad usually tells you the legion's insignia or some legion marking. He has no legion markings.
He has skulls.
Yeah, well, that's just because. But he has no legion markings, no legion number, no shoulder pad legion marking that is recognizable, no formation marking whatsoever. He has nothing. And his colors don't match any of the assaulting armies. So he's a loyalist from a traitor legion that has renounced their oaths. And considering these are the world eaters or word bearers at this point, that's rare.
Damn.
Because the loyalists from the traitor legions were butchered.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, these boys.
It's them boys.
Yeah, these are a bit bigger than the regular boys.
Legion
We've
15.
we've already briefly mentioned power armor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is the heavier upgraded version of the power armor.
Oh, I thought you were really gonna say this is power armor for power armor.
Yeah, well, you could. Well, no, that would be Centurion armor, which doesn't exist yet. We'll get to that eventually, but this is
Jesus
called
fuck.
Terminator armor. Now, a Space Marine in power armor can pretty much run as fast as a Space Marine without power armor can run, which is about 40 kilometers an hour, and he can keep that up for quite a long time.
Impressive.
Yeah, if you're gonna run in Terminator armor, you're gonna keep running in Terminator armor. This armor doesn't want to stop. This is quite a bit heavier as well, and it's shielded.
These are basically walking tanks.
Yeah, these are essentially walking tanks. That fist he has, that's a Terminator power fist. You can punch tanks with that, and tanks are not gonna like that.
Damn.
Yeah. He also has an interesting weapon, because he has what we refer to as a combi bolter. You can see it on him. You can see two barrels. If I get the framing just right.
They put it together with duct tape.
Yeah, that's two bolters put together with duct tape, essentially.
Jeez.
So double the firepower for, in one hand. A Space Marine with regular armor, if he wants to shoot accurately, he probably uses both hands for one bolter. He's using one hand for two bolters. That's how much more stabilization is in the Terminator armor.
Jeez.
Yeah. By the way, the thing that got him, shrugging off a shell, that's probably a tank round.
Damn.
Most likely. Or a missile. You just heard him. You just heard a World Eater, probably, most likely, call out one of the Ultramarines for being something of Gilliman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gilliman refers to the Primarch of the Ultramarines, Roboute Gilliman, which is an important figure. But we're gonna get to that eventually.
More on that later.
Yeah, more on that later.
Like in episode 50. Right, remember from episode 1
Where we talked about Gilliman? Yes, well, now we're getting back to him. Which is probably gonna happen. That's your casual battlefield. That's just another Thursday in 40k.
But it's Friday.
Yeah, well, for them, this is a regular day. Yeah. Did you see the amount of damage he had?
Holy crap.
And he's still running, right? He's still running forward. Lost his arm, has his chest pulled in 2 different locations, probably took damage to the shoulder, still running forward. That doesn't look normal. You agree?
No, that looks kind of weird.
That's a space marine who became a possessed.
The fuck?
That's when a demon decides to make your body its host body and starts to mutate.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds painful. This guy? Well, he doesn't look all that healthy, considering he has a hole in his ribcage. That guy is in a sarcophagus.
They mutate the armor and all?
Huh?
That demon mutates the armor and all?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Hell, he mutated the weapon. He fused the weapon. That's a bolt gun. He fused the bolt gun with his arm. But this is not the craziest shit. You don't want to see what happens to pilots of possessed vehicles, because that's going too far.
That's not family friendly.
That's not just YouTube friendly. This guy, by the way, he's in a sarcophagus.
What?
Yes. He's in a dreadnought sarcophagus. You'll see a dreadnought later. I'm just pointing out he is just on the point of not being dead. He wouldn't survive without life support, let's just say. Remember the yellow guy from before?
Mm-hmm.
That's him.
Jeez.
And in a brief second, you could see a fist on his right shoulder. Imperial fist. That's a dreadnought. The guy you just saw?
He literally got punched to death.
Yeah.
He got punched and he fucking exploded. So that's
this guy?
That's like getting hit by Little Max KO punch smash.
Yeah, but that guy, which is also fairly much bigger than that, his weapon is the size of a regular Marine. That guy, of the pilot of that machine, is in a sarcophagus, and he's pretty much bordering on death.
Damn.
But because he was technically still salvageable, they put him in a sarcophagus. And chances of him being in the same sarcophagus 10,000 years later are pretty good. As long as the dreadnought chassis stays alive. If you end up in a sarcophagus, if you end up in a dreadnought, yeah, there's no end to that service. there is a voice line if one of the games for Dreadnought, even in death, I still serve. Pretty appropriate.
Are they conscious or not?
Yeah, they are conscious.
Or is it just the body that doesn't work in anymore?
The voice you can hear right now, the "what is this heresy?" is also the Dreadnought speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That pilot was probably wounded, so him.
Yeah, I can see his webcage and everything.
Yeah, he was probably wounded before this battle. And he's just waking up. So probably he doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. And he doesn't understand why they are fighting brother legionnaires. Or, well, cousin legionnaires in this case.
So in terms of power levels, right? Where's the
Yeah?
Dreadnought at? Is it like below the Terminator or above him?
Above.
Jeez.
These are quite literally walking tanks. Oh, that fucker? Those boys? Those are Warhound class Titans. You can just see them in the back. If there is any war machine in the Imperium that you do not want to meet on the battlefield as an infantryman, because you have literally no chance, it's those guys. Those guys don't care about heavy tank battalions.
They're being controlled by a fucking person that can't even, fucking walk themselves.
These guys are piloted by what's called a Principe, and he is linked into the Titan. He thinks the Titan legs are his own legs.
Oh, it's
The
like,
Titan's arms, his own arms.
oh, it's like linked with the nerves and everything.
Yeah.
So he's controlled by thought rather than action.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
A Warhound class Titan is technically speaking one Principe and two Moderati. And the Moderati are there to keep in mind of certain systems. Because you can imagine these guys are clocking in what? 9 meters, 10 meters tall?
Jeez.
Yeah, one human can't properly calculate all the amount of calculations required to keep balance in these things. One human just can't do it. Your brain would have an overload, which is why you have two Moderati there to, for example, weapon stabilizers. One may even do the walking for you. So you only have to focus on firing the weapons at your enemy, which is, by the way, your arms. And let's be real, if you're a pilot of that big of a machine, you're gonna want to fire those weapons.
It's like playing Mario Kart Double Dash. One player controls the car, the other shoots the items.
Yeah, pretty much. Although in this case, shooting the items. The Warhounds can't quite start wiping out cities with one-shots, but the bigger Titans, because this is a scout Titan,
What the fuck?
the bigger Titans have weapon arms that can wipe out cities.
Jeez, so they have blue shells.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see, what else is there? Did you saw anything that you had questions about, by the way?
No, everything's kind of clear. You explained everything pretty nicely, so I don't have any questions at the
Yeah, by the
moment.
way, that in the background, that's a tank.
Jeez.
A damage tank. I want to see that tank in the background. Yeah, there you have it.
Oh crap.
Also, a fun fact. You see the axe? This is a bad frame, but
Yeah, I kind of do.
yeah, that's a chainsaw or a chainsaw and an axe in one weapon. That's a chain axe. If we go a little bit back, you can hear the revving. Did you hear it?
Yeah, real.
Yeah. And you can see here something as well. See all those things?
Mhm.
Yeah, those are what we call drop pods.
Like they're literally getting dumped down.
You could see them as big ass shells with marines inside of them that are being fired from orbit to land on the ground. Yeah, that transition isn't healthy for the human body normally. That's also why it's unique to Space Marines. You can see one crashing in the background in a few frames. Come on, drop that drop pod. Yeah, that's a drop pod. That's crashing down. Imagine that landing on top of you. Hell, imagine landing on top of your tank. It's gonna be one bye-bye tank. And of
Kaboom.
course, it unloads Marines because, you know. Yeah, well, then we've seen this. So I think we're gonna skip to the last one. Now I'm gonna have to change it again. It's because I done stupid.
Wait, it's paused again. Wait, there we go.
The title, Death of Hope, Part 1, Anarchy Reigns.
But
And again,
I love the fucking last thing. Partial nudity, blah blah blah, and testosterone.
yeah, that's a good one.
Man, can you imagine how long it would have taken him to type all of that shit?
What do you think of rendering all of the scenes? This is, by the way, also Angron, Primarch of the World Eaters, Lorgar, Primarch of the Word Bearers.
Cool.
So it's 2 against 1. They're talking about a censured Ultramarine. Censured is basically a quote-unquote punishment where you are pointed out to the rest of your legion and you're basically shamed.
Like, hey everyone, look at this fuckface.
The reason why this Ultramarine got censured is because he was running simulations on how Space Marine versus Space Marine combat works and how that would work.
That's a big
That's
no.
why he was censured.
That's apparently a big no.
Before the heresy started, it was impossible to think it would ever be needed.
Wasn't that guy fucking laughing when that shit happened? Like, see, I told you.
For the Ultramarines, a censure, your helmet gets painted red. At least when the Horus Heresy happened. Or before it happened and in the early stages. In 40k, for the Ultramarines, a red helmet means you're a sergeant. It's a badge of honor now. Because of this one Marine. Because he knew, oh shit, and did the calculations nobody thought would be needed. So yeah, 10,000 years of reverence. Pretty good deal. Also, by the way, this statement is based probably by somebody from the word bearers themselves. Because at this particular point, the Ultramarines would already see this mark of censure as a mark of honor. Because they have realizes that, oh shit, this guy actually knew what he was doing. And turned his mark of shame into a mark of honor. So I thought this was important to point out. I just want to stop here for a second. This is why the Ultramarines are a tiny bit being considered to be having suspicious behavior. Because this is essentially also a rebellion. This is forging a second empire. So technically succeeding from the first empire. Now, considering the Ultramarines didn't know the rest of the empire still existed, this is a pretty reasonable idea. But the others didn't see this the same way. So this is a bit iffy undertaking.
I see.
Merkrag is the homeworld of the Ultramarines. Sorry.
Don't die.
No. I think this deserves a pause.
What the fuck are these cubes?
Yeah, well, I don't know for certain, but I know one thing. This is not in real space. This is within the warp. So anything you see here can be pretty much anything. And those things sticking out, those are probably tentacles. So if you see any weird shit, then yeah, warp. This is the outside of a starship. I think you've already kind of noticed that, but
yeah, lots of cannons.
Yeah, that's a dead guy, and brutally killed, by the way. This is why 40k is grimdark. He had a hole in his leg. That's an open torso.
Jeez.
That guy's not healthy, considering that's not good. That's, by the way, that's a bolt gun. Oh yeah, this particular fellow. I think you're gonna have a question about him.
Yeah, what the hell? Not
That's
a
a
demon?
demon.
I was about to say.
That's a demon. Could you uh, could you make a guess from which of the 4 Chaos Gods this particular demon is?
Slanesh.
Oh no, in this case you're wrong.
Fuck.
This would be a bloodletter. That would make it Corn, the blood god.
Ooh. So he likes blood.
Yeah. I think I don't have to say it, but this guy and the others stuff here, yeah, consider those demons. That would be an appropriate thing to do. And now we're gonna see, we're gonna go into a ship and we're gonna see them walking. Again, demons. That's why they flicker. And that's, by the way, not healthy.
Wait, they flick out on this camera footage or real life?
For those Marines walking, they would be flickering.
Why are they reacting?
Cause
That Marine just walked by like, yeah, good day.
yeah, because the demons would be on the side of the traitors and they know what the fuck is going on, so they don't care.
No wonder you said good day.
They are speaking their native tongue. These are also mortal followers. Yeah, that's a demon. Also a bloodletter. But that's a depiction of a bloodletter, so it's not that bad. Ooh, unauthorized access. And there we have the Mechanicus dudes again. That, because I think you're gonna have a question about that.
Yeah, where's he
And what
strapped
would
in?
that's a servitor.
A what?
A servitor.
What is his job?
A human turned CPU.
Okay.
This is essentially a processor for a particular process. This is quite literally a human turned into a computer component.
Well, I could use that. It would power my laptop.
And you know why they would pick that over, for example, normal computers with AI?
The brain is like super ultra mega super fast.
No. No, AI in 40k has a nasty habit of trying to wipe out humanity.
Oh.
So, in order to not have to use the blight of AI, they use humans instead.
Wait, but is that human aware that he's a computer now?
Eventually, all of them will become aware. Yeah, that's fucked up. By the way, coffee makers, advanced coffee makers, are also servitors.
Sweet. Because nobody knows how to make the perfect cup of coffee except Frank from Down Under. And that's why Frank became our coffee machine.
Well, probably it's a criminal turned into it. Or a vet-grown human that they're using. But usually it's criminals. You're gonna have to use them for something. You can't just lock them up. That would be a waste of space and resources. Can't have that.
Jesus fuck.
So he's probably a criminal. I'll make that guess. He's missing something.
Wait, so if you literally shoot, you could shoot a gun at the computer and then he'll die.
Yeah, pretty much. This big boy, this is proto-Terminator armor. These are even bigger than regular Terminators. This is basically prototype. That was basically prototype Terminator armor. Oh yeah, by the way, that's the warp outside, which is also why demons are crawling over the windows.
So demons come from like the warp.
Yup. Ooh, that marine is stuck. Right. This doesn't look all too healthy. Oh,
I
does
love
it?
when they're walking past like, oh, well, that sucks. Glad it
Sucks to
isn't
be
me.
him.
Exactly.
Sucks to be those guys. You're probably asking what the fuck happened.
Why does he have his helmet on?
Yeah, these Marines were teleported into the ship, and the teleportation didn't necessarily go according to plan. So he got literally teleported into the wall and probably died instantly. If he's lucky, and if he's unlucky, he might have been conscious until he died.
I mean, that's the main problem with teleportation even to this day. Like, in order to teleport, you have to break down your molecules, send them to another place, and then reassemble them there perfectly.
Oh, in 40k, it's even worse. In 40k, they use the warp for teleportation as well.
And you're conscious.
Yeah, you're consciously going through the warp. It's not pretty.
That doesn't sound very cash money.
No. That's not for the weak-willed. Let's just say. It's also why veterans only undertake it usually. Oh, that's, by the way, a World Eater without his power armor on. And that's an Ultramarine without his power armor on.
Let's see.
Those bits sticking out? Yeah, that's the black carapace. That's implemented under the skin. With parts sticking out, of course.
Oh, they're gonna fight now?
Yeah. We have, as of the moment, seen 4 different Legion numbers. And that is number 5. That's the 8th Legion. That's the Night Lords.
Which Legion is like the boss of them all? Or isn't there any? What the fuck? That guy's missing his legs.
Yeah. He's missing more than just his legs.
He's still alive.
Yeah, that's an Ultramarine captain. Currently being tortured. Probably under the advice of this particular guy, because he's from the Terror Legion. These are a bunch of torturers.
Nice.
And that is one of the demons of Khorne.
Looks like a dog. Dragon dog.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily sure how it's called, though. I think it's a blood crusher, but not sure.
Dragon dog.
Yeah, there you have the two Mechanicus again. Again, his brain is probably also there. And I think the World Eater just won.
Those tech priests are creepy as fuck.
Yeah, well, they are creepy as fuck. They're probably doing this so he can witness all of his men dying. Because they're assholes.
Rawr.
That's a world leader really dedicated to core. That's what we call a cornate berserker.
Dragon dog.
Yeah, he's hungry. He wants blood. And he's pissed. He probably would prefer dying at this point.
Luffy just fucking yells at the dragon dog. No, I can do better.
Yeah, that demon was walking on the
Yeah, I was about to say, what the
ceiling.
fuck? Do they just fuck the laws of gravity?
Yeah, pretty much.
I still love how I don't give a fuck about the demons. They just walk by like in the morning, day.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. This...
They probably make small talk, but they think, ah, fucking weather outside, huh?
Pretty much. By the way, these three,
Mm-hmm.
they are praying for this particular poor salt to be possessed. And that one is probably still alive.
So you're just literally waiting for him to get fucking...
Yeah, they're praying for him to be possessed while torturing him. Because that's the best way of doing it.
So wait, that doesn't just happen out of happenstance. You have to fucking pray to
Yeah, you have to lure a demon into a particular body, yes.
what the fuck?
Now, this guy is
so a demon
interesting.
doesn't walk by and be like, ooh, body.
No. You have to be spiced up a bit, shall we say.
So who's this predator looking ass motherfucker?
This is a pointy ear. This is an Eldar. And from the Spirit Stones to see, this is a Craftworld Eldar. The Eldar they kind of massively fucked up. They fucked a Chaos God into existence, which, well, they're the first one to achieve that one. Which also massively fucked over their own species. Yeah, this particular race didn't go very PG-13. They split into two factions. One of them are called the Craftworld Eldar. This is one of the Craftworld Eldar. The dead giveaway is their Spirit Stones, which, when they die, their soul gets stuck in those stones.
That sounds fun.
Well, it's better than getting eaten up by Slanesh.
I guess.
That's being thrown into a bowl of full of sharks, for example, and these sharks are particularly
hungry fishes.
Yeah, hungry fishes, and they will eat you alive. This is the Sentient Marine. And when you have a question, you're gonna have to ask.
Okay,
By the way, the woman from the trailer, that's her. That's what was running with the kid, that's her.
the kid's becoming a demon.
Oh no, no, she's fused with the kid. And
What
that
the-
doesn't look healthy as well.
What the fuck? Why is she fused with the kid?
It's probably mutation of the Nurgle variant, most likely. The Chaos God of disease, pretty much. And this is just to fuck with her. Yeah, that's particularly unpleasant.
Little bastard boy.
It sucks to be a regular civilian in 40k. It's just not a pleasant experience. Ah, that was once white armor.
Yeah, I can see.
I'm gonna stop here. He's referring to the Red Angel. He would be referring to Angron.
Which is like a demon.
Well, at this point, not yet, but he really prefers
Will be.
to. True. But the reason why he would be referring to as the son of the Red Angel, Angron liked to personally charge in front of his Marines into the midst of battle, and he would prefer to bathe in blood. So, red in this case is blood.
Your fight is with me, World Eater. May God has other plans for you. Promise. This excuse our warrior owes me his blood.
This, by the way, this guy,
Mhm.
he is most likely a trainee to become an Ultramarine. So this guy hasn't undergone all of the organ implants yet.
Just
He's
yet.
yeah, he's basically a recruit.
Names do it for you.
He's referring to the other guy as a cousin, because his Primarch, which is considered to be his dad, is a brother of the other guy's Primarch. They are considering each other cousins.
Ah.
Complicated family relationships, shall we say. That is a mace. To be specific, that's a power mole, but you know.
Yeah, we already see.
Yep. And he's gonna lift those two fuckers up, and he's gonna choke them to death. Job done. Elder is dead. Yeah, he's gone a little bit further than he originally was. The mutations have started to kick in a little bit worse. He is now proper possessed. Hell, he might even start to become a greater possessed at this point. Ooh, the alarm goes off.
Oh shit, wartime.
We're gonna get out of the warp real soon. Okay then. Yeah, that's not part of this anymore. Okay. So, any questions right off the bat?
No, everything was kind of clear. You explained everything. Yeah, just like last time, you actually explained everything pretty well. And the moment I had questions about the fucking computer guy, you were just a few seconds ahead of me.
Yeah. By the way, these guys, those markings says that they're Ultramarines, right?
But not.
That guy ain't. And he's walking away. So what's in this armor probably isn't the original owner anymore.
He's like, well, I know what's gonna happen here. Fuck this.
These are probably word bearers now, wearing Ultramarine armor. So they're basically going to pull a false flag.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's. Let's see. What was an important part?
Well, it's almost been going for 2 hours, so I think it's best to.
Yeah, one thing. This. Is fucking with his brain.
Yeah, obviously. That's what you.
Yeah, those are the butcher's nails. They are meant to increase aggression.
Yeah, make you insane.
Yeah, make you a little bit go bonkers. Pretty much.
Little bonkers.
A little. Was there something else? Yeah, no, I think everything else was handled.
So there will be a test next week?
Probably not.
Phew, don't need to study.
Yeah, no need to study, but...
Send me the link of these 3 videos later on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna send them. Oh yeah, this is a good question. Do you believe in gods? To an imperial citizen? Of course not. But there are gods in 40k. That's the key thing. And the word bearers are following them. But I am going
40k takes place like in the 41st millennium, right?
Yeah.
So that should be like in the very
We're
distant
now in
future.
the 3rd millennium.
Yeah, so in the very distant future of us.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? So technically, we should already have these gods with us now, right?
Right now, they would be fairly weak. And 3 of the 4 only exist. At present moment, only Khorne, Nurgle, and Tzeentch would exist.
So Nash isn't born yet.
No, the Eldar haven't fucked up yet.
Oh.
The Eldar are gonna fuck up around millennia 26.
Let's see.
That's when they're gonna fuck up. And that's when also the first human federation, galaxy-spanning human federation, basically breaks down into complete nothingness. Which is why the Emperor had to come out of hiding, because the Emperor also now exists. So technically speaking, Jesus could have been the Emperor. I mean, hell, the Emperor would probably be able to walk over water, so, you know.
Anyhow, if you don't mind, I'm going to end it for today, since I'm getting sleepy, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a large, it's a big part.
It's a lot of info dump, yeah. I think it would be best to keep these parts around an hour and a half. Since it's like a 2-hour info dump is a little bit too big, even for me. I used to be a teacher.
Yeah, let's be real. This was also the biggest 3 big parts. The next one, also because we had a little bit of a foundation lessons for some parts. The next one is probably going to be short.
Excellent. Well done.
Purely and simply because the next time there wouldn't be as much footage.
I assume we'll be continuing that we're gonna learn today 40k episode next Friday.
That's a fair assumption, although I'm not necessarily sure that's going to happen.
But you will be here Monday, right? For Mega Man Battle.
Yeah, I will be here Monday.
Oh,
I will most definitively be here Monday.
You just want to see me suffer.
Yes, of course.
I'm still scared of the. Yeah. See, I'm so scared I can't
even talk straight. I am here for emotional support when you're scared.
I'm just scared for the fucking concept of grinding in a Mega Man Battle Network game.
Although, let's be real, I would laugh my ass off, so I'm not necessarily as much of an emotional support as you might need, but, you know.
Fuck you, I'm gonna do the outro now. I want to thank everyone that was here for watching. I also thank our moderator Didi for banning a bot. Thanks so much for the work. I want to thank those that are watching back on YouTube for sitting through this lesson.
Yeah, maybe also for next time it might be smart to cut it up in little parts.
What?
Particularly for the viewers that they watch certain parts themselves.
Yeah, that's why I'm posting the links to the videos.
Yeah, that's also a good thing. Definitely support the creator of this of these 3 videos, because he made it himself.
Don't forget to support me by leaving a like, favorite, subscribe, and comment. If you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to follow.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know with which game. I don't think the old man will be with us, because, you know, he needs to recharge every Saturday and Sunday.
Pretty much. By the way, if you, for the viewers, if you don't like, favorite, and subscribe, you are bound to get a visit by the local Inquisitor. So you might want to hit those like, favorite, and subscribe buttons.
Then I gotta find a way to find a way to like, favorite, and subscribe to myself. Then.
But
Also, I'm
you're exempt.
fucked. Okay, good.
You're exempt from this rule.
Okay, I'll tell my brother real quick to save our ass. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow anyway. Later. And don't forget to have a damn good one, of course.